Of course, victories require heroes, so at various times certain commanders were mythologized. The names of Suvorov, Nakhimov, Ushikov, Dmitry Donskoy, Alexander Nevsky, and Peter the Great as a military leader, not just a state leader, were pushed into people's minds through fiction, history, church propaganda, and the dissemination of their images wherever possible. And at that time, there were no satellite images or satellite phones to fact-check the latest victory or great feat, so everything the so-called bosses said was true by default. The image of military leaders was modelled after the heroes of epic tales, and the audience perceived them as something equivalent, something like eternal Russian superheroes who come to the rescue in times of trouble. This, in turn, was supposed to demonstrate the continuity of Russia's heroic military history. Due to the fact that there were few victories or worthy feats, Suvorov's aphorisms were also used: hard in training, easy in battle. The bullet is stupid, the bayonet is brave, and anecdotes about Kutuzov. Special attention should be paid to the Russian-French War of 1812, which became the backbone of the Russian imperial narrative of wars and victories. In 1813, it was first called the Patriotic War. This term appears in the book by war participant Fyodor Glinka. The feats of Count Mihail Andreevich Miloradovich in the Patriotic War of 1812, almost immediately it became commonplace in official rhetoric, historiography, and culture. The war itself became shrouded in myth. Russians attribute Napoleon's goal of conquering Russia to him and call his attack treacherous. They ignore the broader context that the Napoleonic Wars began in 1803 and lasted until 1815. Thus, the War of 1812 is only an episode, not the beginning or the end. Russia also fails to mention that Napoleon sought to expand French territory and influence throughout Europe. The Russians present the sabotage work of the military and intelligence behind enemy lines as resistance by the common people, imposing a national character on the war. They loudly sing the praises of the victory at Borodino, a battle that ended more like a draw, and if you take into account the ratio of losses and the fact that the French army continued its advance, it looks more like a defeat for Russia.